Okay, so here's another graph. This time we're manipulating the sine graph. Again, let's identify who's who, manipulate some points, and then we'll draw a sketch. So the things that are impacting y, our A value is 3, so that's telling us about our amplitude. We're 3 up and above the equilibrium. C is -1, so that's telling us that our equilibrium is the line y equals -1. And then, so that manipulates y. X, we have b is equal to 1/2. So my new period, if we divide by 1/2, that's the same thing as multiplying by 2. So our new period is 4 pi. So horizontally we're stretching the graph out. And then our d is equal to pi over 4. And we're subtracting, so that means we again are moving right pi over 4. So manipulating our data. Right, for a sine graph, the main core data are 0 and 0, pi over 2 and 1, pi and 0, 3 pi over 2 and -1, 2 pi and 0. So we're first going to do our multiplications and divisions. So we're going to take, let me change colors, we're going to take all our y values and multiply them by 3, right, because that's what A is. We're going to take all our x values and divide them by 1/2. Which is basically multiplying them by 2. So that stretch right there. So if we do that, here's the new data set. Right? Let's do y's first. 0 times 3 is 0. 1 times 3 is 3. 0, -3, and 0. If we multiply by 2, 0 times 2 is 2. 2 times pi over 2 is 0. Pi times 2 is 2 pi. If we multiply by 2, we get 3 pi, and if we multiply by 2, we get 4 pi. So you can visually see we have stretched the period, right, from 0 to 2 pi to 0 to 4 pi. So A and B are done. C is -1, so we're going to be subtracting 1 from all the y values. We're moving right, so we're going to be adding pi over 4 to all the x values. So looking at my new data, again, I'll put the new data here. Let's do the y first. So 0 take away 1 is -1. 3 take away 1 is 2. 0 take away -1 is -1. -3 take away 1 is -4. 0 take away -1, right, is -1. So there's our new y data. Our x data, I have to basically add pi over 4 to everything. So 0 plus pi over 4 is pi over 4. Right? Pi plus pi over 4. Well, that's 4 pi over 4 plus pi over 4. That's 5 pi over 4. Right? 2 pi plus pi over 4. Well, that's 8 pi over 4 plus pi over 4 gives us 9 pi over 4. All right? 3 pi plus pi over 4. Well, that's 12 pi over 4 plus pi over 4, and that's 13 pi over 4. 4 pi plus pi over 4 is 16 pi over 4 plus pi over 4, which is 17 pi over 4. So there's your scale, at least for one cycle. So coming to our grid, right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so there's our scale for the y-axis, and for the x-axis we're coming out to pi over 4, and then we're coming out to 5 pi over 4, and then we're coming out to 9 pi over 4, and then we're coming out to 13 pi over 4, and then finishing at 17 pi over 4. So there's our scale. Again, 17 pi over 4, right, 4 pi, let me put that in another color, right, that's sitting really close to 4 pi somewhere, right? 9 pi, 2 pi is probably about there, and 3 pi is probably about there, right? Because we're actually a little bit to the left. So we can kind of, just to gauge ourselves, to give ourselves a little bit of a orientation with some nice, these guys. All right, so what's going to happen then is to graph pi over 4, we're at -1. Let me put it in red. Okay, at 5 pi over 4, we're at 2. At 9 pi over 4, we're back at -1. At 3 pi over 4, we're at -4, so about right there. And at 17 pi over 4, we're at -1. So there is our sine wave. right? Classic sine wave where it starts, right? Our equilibrium is y equals to 1. So we start on equilibrium. After a quarter rotation, we hit a high point. After another quarter rotation, we're back on equilibrium. After another quarter rotation, we're back at a low point. And then we end back on the equilibrium after we finish the cycle. So there's one complete cycle with all the data points, right? You have them clearly defined. So there's a max, there's a min, and there's basically where we're intersecting. It's not an intersection in the true sense, but we're intersecting our equilibrium, which is an important value to have. Okay, so there you have it. How about let me cut away to another video, and I'll do one more, and I'll throw some more nuances at you. But again, hopefully after watching 2 modules worth of videos of this, it's all about manipulating the data, right? Figure out what A, B, C, and D are, and manipulate them accordingly. You can't lose, right? And then just draw one nice cycle. All right, talk to you guys in the next video.